Hi everyone, and welcome to this awesome night tonight, because tonight I get the pleasure of hosting this event to launch two lovely new ladies in our team, Michelle and Anne. How exciting. I love launching new ladies. So welcome everyone to tonight, and thanks for coming and supporting these two new ladies to our team. So you're going to hear some really beautiful stories about not just Anne and Michelle's stories, but also stories from other people tonight on how this product and this business is really helping them and has helped them in their life. So, my name's Tanya, and I've actually been in the business now for 13 months, and this business has changed my life. I'm forever grateful for the incredible product that's come into my life and also into my family's lives. It's really helped all of us in terms of our health, but it's also helped us financially as well, and it's really helped me to gain more freedom in my life and give me better choices around what I want to do. And so you'll hear tonight about some of our team and how they've also been able to make the same awesome choices or similar choices around choosing how they want to live their life. So that's really, really cool. So first off, we're going to find out more about our product and our wonderful program. So I'm going to pass you over to the lovely Pauline, and Pauline's going to tell us all about that. Thank you, honey.
Thanks, Tans. So bear with me, guys. I am new to this, so yeah, hopefully you'll not get too bored. Like Tanya, I've really loved this business and the product, and I've been in it for 6 months, and a huge difference both financially and my health. So I am lucky to get to talk to you about our amazing products and these amazing whole foods in a capsule. I love this product, and I'm 100% believer in everything it represents. I'm also lucky because I also get to represent and partner alongside this incredible company with a product that works. And when a product works well, then you can guarantee there is an amazing company behind it. So this is what we have: our fruit, veggies, and omegas, and our berries. So these come in a gorgeous, vibrant container full of absolute goodness. And Mother Nature has provided us with so much vibrancy and colour in the form of living fruits, veggies and berries that they all come from our plants. And yeah, plants is where it's at. So if you're wanting the best health, the most vitality, the clearest skin, the clarity of mind, the strong nails, and all that other great stuff, then the answer is in Mother Nature. This company is also brilliant. It's been around for over 47 years. So these guys really know what they are talking about and what they're doing. And they are the largest company of their kind in the world. And their product is the biggest selling product of their kind, meaning concentrated whole foods, real food, fruit, veggies and berries, and plant-based oils all in a vegan capsule. So it's that simple. The company has cracked the code on how to take the ripest, juiciest, best whole food, and then they have it cold pressed. They cold pressed its juices, and they are still living. They're still buzzing with raw enzymes, and they have condensed it and extracted the water and a little bit of the fibre and put it in a capsule for us to absorb. Brilliant idea. Imagine taking all the goodness in a capsule and your body absorbing and digesting it all in minutes. A superfood that increases your health and well-being. Well, it's true. It does. It happens just like that. But if you are skeptical like I was, then you too will do the research and find out that the company has had 33 published peer-reviewed gold standard medical journals in the world. You can't fake these results, and you can't buy these results. It's research. It tells us our beautiful capsules are 100% absorbed when taken. So these babies, they're not a dietary supplement, and they are simply whole foods, bringing us the goodness that we need every day, bridging that gap of what we should be eating on a daily basis and just absorbing it into our system, giving us a healthier lifestyle. So if you're like me and have bought vitamins, then you'll know that when we absorb artificial synthetic products into our body, our body just doesn't know it. It just rejects it. So it flushes away what it doesn't know. So if you ever notice when you go to the toilet and you pee yellow, that is why, because it's not taking in everything in our body. So we're only taking what it knows, and then it just flushes the rest away. But do remember, our products are not a miracle pill, nor are they a Band-Aid. They are just a whole food, bridging the gap of what we should eat. So we have our three main products, which is our fruit, our berries, and our veggies. So 33 yummy foods in one capsule of each. And so they kind of look like this. I'll just show you. I'm just about out of my veggies. I double on those at the moment. So they're just like that in a vegan capsule. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that there, it is a food label. It's nothing else. There's no hidden products. You don't need a magnifying glass. You can just see what's in them. It's clear and it's written on the label. So it is classed as, a food. The next bit that I love, and I love this, is that we sponsor children. So we have a chewable gummy form for our precious little cargos. And they are just a really soft gummy chewy lolly, so that it's more acceptable for our children to eat and swallow. And it means that our fussy little eaters, or big eaters, one might say, can get that goodness into them as well. So it helps their immune, it gives them clearer skin, lesser sick days at school, better sleep patterns, improved moods, and anyone that's got a teenager could do with lots of those. And lots more of these. And the most amazing thing is that they're free. It's just great. So a company with heart, and it has their own health studies. So they sponsor one child with any adult fruit and veggie order. And it's not just a month's supply, it's 4 months supply, and they do it for 4 years, which is incredible. So this company has already sponsored over 4 million children in 28 different countries, and the age that they sponsor up to is 18. So there's not many companies that consider our children of 18 a child. So the next product we have is our 100% plant-based omegas. And so that means no smelly fish. And the company has gone straight to the algae. So it goes right to the source. So it gets rid of that horrible fish taste, that fish smell. And it just is our vegan plant-based omegas. So these are great for our inflammation, our depression, our joints, anxiety, immune organs, liver, heart, and those I love because they just help me in everything that I've done. And lastly, we have our plant-based shakes. So they come in vanilla and chocolate. Yummy. The chocolate's really yummy. I love the chocolate. It's just like eating chocolate. So if you have those sort of cravings that you need a kick in, those are the ones to have. And you can have them just as a milkshake, great for the kids, pregnant mummies, all that sort of stuff. But they can be a smoothie. You can have them as a replacement meal, and also great for putting in your cooking. If you like my child, he likes pancakes, so add 2 eggs and there you go. Got your instant pancakes. But also, to top it off, we have a wonderful JBT program. So when you are a customer or in the business, you get lifetime access to these great programs. And they are recipes, meal preps, food shopping lists, weight programs, holistic programs, and a lot of online support, which is really great because, if you are doing new changes, it's always good to have, help. And what I love the most is our product costs no more than a cup of coffee a day. So, that's pretty fantastic. So that's about the product, and I'll hand you back over to Tans.
Thanks, sweetheart. I love the way you do product.
feel like I'm nervous as anything, and I'm reading my little bits of paper.
I know you are, but we wouldn't have known that. We wouldn't have known that. You did it really well. It was beautiful.
I'm trying to see with my glasses, even though I've got glasses on.
I know the feeling. So thanks, honey. I'm just going to mute you again. I've muted yourself. Okay, so I'm going to now pass you on over to the ladies of the hour and to hear their lovely stories, because it's great to know all about what the product is. But the best results is actually hearing people's stories and how they're doing on them, how it's improved their health and what benefits they're getting. So I'm going to pass you on over to Anne. And Anne's going to tell you about her wonderful story. Here we are, Anne.
Hello.
It's all yours.
Oh, thank you. I learned about the product through Dora, lovely Dora. And I had noticed a change in her. She was just beaming. And she had told me what she had started doing. She told me about the product. I started it about 13 days ago, so it's still pretty new. And I've noticed that I've been a bit in a happier mood, I guess you could say, more energy. And I have 3 kids that do everything. So I'm always running around with them, always feeling tired and fatigued. And I guess and losing your patience a bit too, and stressed and all that. So I felt like I needed something that was going to get me back on track. I know how I should be eating, and I know I should be exercising, but trying to get something to get you back into that, get back on track, get you to where you feel like you have the energy to do that. And so far I actually have. I feel like I have more energy, not craving any of those bad foods. I'm actually craving healthier foods, fruits and veg, and water. So yeah, I've just have been feeling better all around, and I put my kids on it, and I've noticed a difference in their behavior toward each other. They've been playing together better, which is a big plus. Yeah, because a lot of times they're fighting constantly. Somebody's always getting left out. They've all been playing outside all the time. Just a huge difference with them as well in the past probably week. So yeah, it's a beginning. So I'm anxious to see how it goes in the future.
It's lovely. Thank you for sharing, Anne. It's really nice that you've noticed such good results even so early on.
Yeah.
And especially hearing that your kids play together a lot better.
I know. I don't. I'm like, is it coincidence? No, they're going for runs together and playing outside.
Yeah, not necessarily. I did find that it improved moods in my children as well. So it definitely has a balancing effect. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's not a miracle thing. They still have their little things, but they're more tolerant and patient with each other lately.
It's wonderful to hear. It's great. More good things to come. So yes. Thank you for sharing. It's a lovely story.
Thanks.
So I'm just going to mute you, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass you on over to the other lady of the hour, Michelle. So Michelle, would you like to share your story with everyone, love? Here we are.
Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, I guess my story kind of came a long way. I heard about the business a year ago, and I just wasn't in the right place in my life. I just started a new job, and I thought, oh, okay, this is the beginning and end of it all, and I was just really happy, and so I left it. I didn't want to know anything about it, but I was curious about the product, so I just left it at that stage and didn't bother. And about 6 months later, I got approached again, and just for the product this time, and I was so intrigued, and I guess I didn't put the effort in to look further, and I tried to buy veggies and buy fruits and do it that way, and I thought, oh, I can just do it that way, and I soon realized that I can't buy the same as what you're getting with the product, because firstly it's a bit costly, and second, it's impossible to eat that much for me. I don't like the texture of all of them. So yeah, and a little while later, I got approached again for the business. So then I was also in a place where at the job I had then started for a year ago, I was unhappy because I worked overtime. I didn't get paid for it. And I did 4 people's work. And I thought, oh, what have I got to lose? You know, what if I just give it a go and I just try it? So yeah, still new, but I'm so excited for this journey, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it work. I've been on the product now for probably 3 weeks, I think, and the difference is just amazing. The energy that I have is just out of this world. After a full day of being really super busy, I feel like I can still go for a walk, I can still clean my house, I can do so many things. And my husband also started on them actually, and he used to push his back in when he gets up in the morning and at night before he goes to bed as well. And he's been on the omegas as well as the fruits, veg and berries, and that's gone within the first week. So it's great result, and we can really see that it works. It's obviously what your body needs, and that you don't get in through what you eat, especially if you don't have that, good food habits, like we don't eat all veggies and all fruits. So yeah, last week I actually had the opportunity to get what I want for takeaways because my husband was away for work, and I thought, oh, this is the night that I can cheat and I can eat what I want. And to be honest, I actually didn't get anything because I just wanted healthy food. I craved fruits and veggies, and that's what I wanted. So, and that's a big first for me. So yeah, I'm excited for the journey ahead, and I know this can just get better from here. So that's my story.
Right, thank you, Michelle. And you're so right about that, you know, not getting enough fruits and veggies on a daily basis. So many of us are the same, aren't they? And with, you know, our capsules, it's really just bridging that gap between what we are eating and what we should be eating. So
yeah,
great that you've got such good results too. That energy is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really life-changing.
Yes, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing.
Oh.
Right, I'm just going to mute you again. Okay, so now we're going to pass you on over to Dee. Is Dee on here? Oh, yeah, there she is. And Dee's going to also tell us a little bit about her story. You should be sorry, do you keep unmuting yourself, Dee? And I know I'm trying to mute you.
I didn't touch it.
Oh, that's all me. It's all me. I'm technically challenged tonight. God.
I'm technically challenged every night, so you're okay.
Very good.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been thrown off now. I am coming up, I think it's 2 months today on the product. For me, already it's been a life-changing thing. I wasn't in a very happy place at all. I had suffered for a really long time, years and years actually, with anxiety and depression. I battled through it. I got myself off pharmaceutical medication, but I still wasn't coping very well. I had sick children all of the time. December last year, I lost my favourite auntie, and then 3 months later I lost my dad. So it was a horrendous time. I was trying to cope and look after everybody and be strong and everything, and inside I was dying. Inside I was miserable, I was unhealthy, I was eating 1 meal a day, if that. And life was just really, really hard. I actually heard about the products through the lovely Dora that's on here tonight as well. And at that point in time, I had 3 sick kids at home and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm just over it. I am so grateful to this stuff already. The changes in myself, I mean, you still have your bad days, but my bad days are like moments in the day, not all day for weeks on end. It's just, you know, you feel it and then it goes away. I don't feel it all day long. my mind is clearer. I am so much happier. I can honestly say that I am just loving my life. I am loving my family, and I am coping in a way that I can't even remember how long ago it was that I felt like this. I had a cold sore, which is something that I suffer from really badly. It lasted 3 days. 3 days, and this would be like a 2-weekly thing and still be awful. It was a 3-day cold sore, and it was just unreal. My teenager, Pauline mentioned teenagers before. Oh, you should meet my daughter. She's great. Didn't want to meet her a few months ago. She had moments where she was not nice at all, but she is doing amazing. My little girls, none of my children have been sick for 8 weeks, and it might not sound like much to some people, but for our family, it's huge. They were always getting sick. They were picking up everything, and then I was picking it up from them, and it was just a vicious cycle because we have a really big family, so it just went round and round in circles. And we're all healthy. My husband and I are now on the omegas as well, and the clarity just gets better. I work with nails as well. I'm a nail tech, and my wrists used to get really sore. My hands feel so great. I have written nothing down. I'm sorry, so I'm probably rambling, but I can't recommend it enough. I love the products. My kids are all on them. My husband's on them, and I will not be taking them off. It's a great thing. So yeah, I really, really love it. Thanks for having me share my story tonight.
Thanks, honey. Sorry, leaving you sitting there. Technological challenging moments. Right. So yeah, I totally get where you're at with the hands too, because I had the same problems. I had a major pain in my hands as well, and that's gone too. So love hearing your story. Thank you so much.
I didn't cry tonight.
You did nearly.
Almost.
Crying's really good. It's all good. Thank you so much, honey. So yeah, like Dee was saying, her story always touches me because it's actually very similar to my story as well. So, I was quite sick for 4 years. I had an autoimmune disorder and chronic pain every day, and I also had adrenal fatigue and leaky gut. So I had all sorts of horrible symptoms going on, and energy was massive for me. I was like a zombie. So to actually feel like 100% better after 2 months was incredible for me. I felt the benefits pretty much after 2 days, and it just progressively got better. And 13 years on, I'm like, Dee, there's no way that I'm ever not going to be on this product, because it's just been fantastic for me. And I've seen so many good things happen with my family too, especially my daughter. She had anxiety as well. So this is a fantastic product. And we could talk about it all night, about how amazing it is. But you guys know, especially for the people that are on. But what we really are going to do now is we're actually going to shift a gear a little bit, because there's actually an incredible business behind this. And this business has helped a lot of us to actually be able to dream again, and to be able to put some things in place for us to actually have those dreams come true. So for myself, I was actually able to step away from my job after 4 months, my day job, which I really didn't enjoy at all. So for me, this is a dream come true, to be able to start putting things into my life and making things happen that I've always wanted to be, because I now have time freedom to be able to do that. So that's awesome. So you're going to hear some stories also from some other people about the business. But first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I'm going to kind of dispel a few myths around the business. So one of the things that because when I first, obviously the product for me was pretty bloody amazing, and after 4 days and I was getting amazing results, I thought, yep, this business is awesome, I want in, and I was in. But for me, I had some skepticism around the fact that I came from some pretty dodgy network marketing businesses in the 90s, and it was pretty scary, to be perfectly honest. And so I was like, oh my God, is it one of those pyramid thingies, you know? And, you know, honestly, that's what so many people say now. But I just want to tell you something. So when you think about traditional business or any kind of conventional business, in, you know, even churches and things like that, what is it that they're shaped like? They're actually shaped like that. Now, there's your pyramid. You've got levels, right? You've got levels that go up in business depending on what it is. And you've got your CEO that sits at the top. And you've got these people that come in, you know, all these lots of people down the bottom. So as you move up in the business, of course, there's less opportunities. So so I'll talk about me. So when I first, so this is the job that I was in before I stepped out of it. So I was down here, I was one of these people down here, and I was limited in the income that I was able to get. I was limited in time, because I had to, you know, I had to work. So I was trading my time for money. And I was also limited into like how much time off that I could have. So when I'd have to put in a timesheet and ask for time off, and if other people were taking that time off, then I didn't get it. And I was also told what I had to do every day, you know, when I turn up every day. And I just felt really, really stuck. I really found that I struggled to move any further. So to get anywhere financially, I knew that I had to move up, at least to the next level. Because, you know, as you move up each level, that you actually, you know, you earn more money and there's more opportunity usually. But what I found was I couldn't actually get up here. I wasn't skilled enough. So I didn't have the right skills, what they were looking for. And I tried a couple of times and it didn't work. But the other thing I found is that there's a lot of competition. So when you think about it, not only is there competition inside the company to actually vie for these positions, there's also competition from outside the company as well. So you've got a lot. And of course, the further up you go, the less positions there are. So the competition gets even more fierce. And then as you actually get, so, you know, when you think about it, being the CEO is probably the best place to be. And, you know, you're probably right in the fact that they're going to be earning a lot more money. They're going to have a lot more opportunity in terms of leadership and things like that. But what you will find is they have so many outgoings that, you know, they have marketing and wages and rent and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, they're paying so much money out, they actually find that, you know, there's not a lot of extra money that comes in, but also it becomes a lot more stressful. They put more time into it. And like someone has said to me once, is that they really become married to the job or married to the position. So that's not really particularly ideal. So I'm just going to turn that on its head for a moment, and I'm just going to talk about Juice Plus. So when I looked at Juice Plus, I was pretty impressed because, you know, I thought it was that pyramid thingy. Clearly it wasn't. And it looked just like this. This is exactly what it looked like. And it's still got the same level. It's still got levels. And our pinnacle position is NMD. And we still start at the bottom. So everyone starts at the bottom. But the difference with this is that you actually don't need skills. You don't need qualifications. So you don't have to be skilled or specific in any area to get in. You can start at any, you can be a lawyer or a, you know, a CEO of another company or a doctor, or you can be a toilet cleaner or a road surveyor or whatever it is that you do. You can do any, you can come in at the same level as everybody else, and you don't need specific skills because you'll be taught everything. And the other really cool thing about this, I found, is that there is no competition. It's open and it's the same for everyone. So everyone gets the opportunity to move up in the company or in the business any level that they want to. So it's unlimited to where you can go and how far you can go and how much you can actually earn. So, you know, if you want to just earn $200 to $500 a month and maybe just, you know, give yourself a little bit of extra pocket money, then you can do that. That's easy enough for you to do. But if you actually want to earn a little bit more, you want to earn maybe $1,000 a month, you can do that as well. But if you're like me and you want to go all the way up to top and earn and get a six-figure income that will keep you, give you some really good residual income, you can do that as well. So it's really open for anything that you want to make of it. Really is very, very simple. And the other thing that I really, really loved about it was the fact that it gives you freedom or the time to do whatever it is that you want to do. So for me, I actually stepped away. So I started the business in August, and I was getting married in February, and I'd asked for time off at my job, and because I'd planned a 9-week honeymoon and we'd booked it and everything, and they says, no, you can't have that time off because there's too many other people taking it off. So I was like, well, stuff you, I'm leaving. So I put everything into building the business to the point where I was able to leave 4 months later, just before Christmas. And so we enjoyed a holiday overseas for 9 weeks while I was doing the business. And so I was able to take that with me. So I had all the time to be able to do it, but then I also had the time to actually enjoy being on my honeymoon. So that's the most important thing for me, is actually being able to do that, and also being able to help so many people at a wider level than what I could before, being able to impact them better. So that is one aspect of our business that people tend to be a little bit concerned about. I'm just throwing that one out the water. And I'm just going to pass you on over now to Maxine, and she's going to dispel a few myths about it as well.
Hi everyone. Most people, when they look into starting a direct selling business, they have two main concerns, and I definitely had them. The first one is they're concerned that they don't have enough friends. So, and the other concern is that what friends they do have, they're going to have to hound or hunt down to get customers or team, and become that person that nobody wants to invite to anything, or people run as soon as they see you because you're the crazy direct marketing lady. So I was just going to talk about those two issues. First of all, when I started in the business a few months ago, I had less than 100 friends on Facebook. So that's not very many. It's probably kind of typical of most people if they're not very active on Facebook. I wasn't particularly active. I now have over 400 friends, genuine friends, that I've made since working on Facebook. Not people that I've hunted down to make money out of, but genuine connections that I've made on over Facebook. So with regard to having to hunt all your friends down, I'm just going to show you a little picture of how we create our business on Facebook. So I'm here, and what I did was I got my first customer was my friend Shirley, one of my first customers, and she really loved the product. She's in natural health, and she really wanted to share that product with her customers, so she hopped on as a teamie. Then I came across another friend of mine, Louise. She also loved the product, wanted to talk to people about it. In fact, people started talking to her about it before she started talking to them about it, because people were seeing that she was looking good and feeling well, and she started out in the business because so many people were approaching her. So then what happens is they take on a couple of teamies there. Shirley takes on a couple of teamies. They take on a couple, and so it goes on. So we see this effect here of a little team popcorning out from the original two people that I linked arms with. So I didn't have to hunt a lot of people down. We talk about the business as being a fishing business, not a hunting business. We're really simply using attraction. People who want to connect with us will come to us. We just do that by sharing our story. So I'll pass you back to Tanya.
Great, thank you, Maxine. Absolutely, we're sharing it. And you know, the best thing about it is that actually we get to meet a whole lot of new people that we would never even met before. So we end up with this beautiful tribe of people who are like us, who we love hanging out with, just like we are now. It's so much fun. So I'm going to actually pass you over to the lovely Dora. Where are you, Dora? Oh, you are there. And Dora, would you like to share your business story, honey? So Dora's going to talk a little bit about how she got into the business and what's exciting about it. Floor's all yours.
Hi, beautiful ladies. How are you all this evening? Can you hear me okay? Cool, okay. So I've written down a few notes. After having my last baby, I decided I don't want to go back to corporate work. I don't want to sit on a desk for like 10 hours a day, because that's really what I was doing, and not going for breaks or anything like that. It's actually how I met Anne. We worked together for a few years, and I decided I don't want that anymore for my life. I missed out on so much with my first baby. My mum has a closer relationship with her than I do, and it's beautiful, but I was with her, you know. So I decided I wasn't going to let that happen with my second baby. And I started a conventional business, which anybody who has started a business before knows there's no drawing any kind of money out of that for a couple of years, really. And I had seen the Soul Project a few times, kind of danced around it with Kat a few times, and she joined me on to be a friend on her Facebook page, and I stalked her basically, because like Tanya was mentioned earlier, I had that fear of, is this just a pyramid scheme? What's going on? And then I realised, oh my God, everything's a pyramid scheme. What am I worrying about? And so I basically got my lady balls on, and I got in touch with her, and she's just so flippin' awesome. I've got so much love for the lady, and and she's helped me achieve my goals. So every month I set myself a little goal. So, you know, obviously we have our DVF, and then we have our SDVF, and then we're qualifying. So I've been in the business for probably coming up 3 months, and I've hit all of my goals so far. And of course there's always, you know, there's beautiful bonuses that come along with those, and I am loving it because it's not hard to grow. I had a bit of a fear around, like Maxine was saying, not having very many friends on Facebook, or not actually really getting out and talking to a heck of a lot of people every day. But you kind of do. You know, people start to stalk you, and you kind of just naturally grow. I didn't realise what people were seeing in me. I think it was actually Anne who popped into the shop one day, and she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're just glowing. And I was like, I know I am. And I just love it. You know, just feeling positive about yourself helps your business grow naturally as well, because people want a piece of that. They want to be a part of what you're doing. So I'm not going anywhere. I love this business. It just gets better and better and better. And yep, you have to work, and you have to hustle, and you have to get up every day, but you have to anyway. So you might as well do it towards a goal that you want to achieve. You might as well do it for something that's close to your heart. So good health is something that I really wanted for my family, and we're getting that. You might have seen on my page, I am gearing up to do the 8-week shred, and I am nervous but I have so many people interested in jumping on with me, just because I'm putting myself out there. I'm just getting rid of that fear. and it's working. Hang on, I've got my little notes because I'm just rambling. Sorry. Yeah, so you get to meet beautiful people. And I'm a strong believer in, like attracts like. So if you're going to put out beautiful things, only beautiful things are going to come back. And it's universal law. It can't be any other way. So if you put out shit, that's what's coming back. So just be kind to yourself and all those beautiful things will come to you. I had a kick in the nuts lesson the other day. I know this girl and she's beautiful, and she came into the shop the other day and we're having a big chat, and something said to me, talk to her about the business. And in that same second, I talked myself out of it, and I don't know why I did that. So, oh God. So she was starting to put these really interesting posts up on Facebook, and I said, what is she up to? So I private messaged her, and about a week later, her and I were talking again, and I was like, oh, I freaking knew it. And I was just so annoyed with myself, and I told her what had happened, my internal monologue. And she said, if you had said something to me, I would have signed up that day. And I was just freaking kicking myself. So big lesson to everybody, listen to yourself. Don't talk yourself out of shit, because that's where we miss out on beautiful team. And she is really, really awesome, beautiful person. She would have been great in the Soul Project. So I'm sorry, you all missed out on her. But yeah, I won't do that again, believe me. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this business. I've always wanted to be a part of a business that loves on people. It's a big part of who I am, and working in corporate businesses like Tanya was showing in the pyramid, there's only enough room for very few people at the top, and to get there quite often people they stamp on each other, and it's not cool, and I just don't enjoy that vibe. So in this business you can bring everybody up with you, and that to me is what I want to be a part of. I want to do beautiful things. I want to teach my babies beautiful things, and I want to have freedom. And if anybody else follows Ashley, who's showing up as Katrina Stark right now, if anybody else follows her, she is doing amazing things. She's living in a van with her love, and they're traveling around the country at the moment, just experiencing life, and I want a piece of that. So that's my business story, and I'm coming after my dream.
Lovely, thank you. Hang on, get it right, Tan. Thank you, Dora, that was lovely, honey. I love what your dream is. So is mine. So I'm going to actually pass you on over to Shannon now, because don't we all want to know how we get paid in this business? Because that's pretty exciting too. So Shannon, where are you, honey? Are you here? Oh, there you are. Okay. Well, floor's all yours.
All right. Cool. Yay. I love talking about this subject. Very exciting. So obviously we have a beautiful product, like the lovely Pauline talked about before, behind this business. And so we actually get paid 3 ways, which is pretty intense. You don't get that in most jobs. So I'm just kind of break it down a little bit for you so you can kind of understand how we get paid. I won't confuse you too much or go into too much detail, but just so you can get a little bit of a glimpse of what it is and how we get paid. It's pretty cool. So obviously with the product, you get paid to, I guess, sell the product. But I don't really like to call it selling, because as what the girl said, I'm going to put that up, retail profit. What the girl said is that it's kind of a product that's helping a lot of people. And most of the time when you're on the product and you're having these changes yourself, you've got so many people coming up to you and approaching you about, what's changed and for me it was my skin and my energy first off. So I suffer from rosacea. I'm generally red-faced all over. I look like I'm sunburned constantly. And then 3 weeks on a product that was gone, and it's been gone ever since 2 years later. So for me, that was what started me off. It was that I had so many people coming up to me going, "Oh my God, you look amazing. Where do you get all that energy from?" And so that's kind of like the retail profit. That you get paid on that. You get paid on the orders that you put through. And what's kind of cool about that too is that, you know, like say if you went to a movie or went out for dinner and, you know, you shared with your friends, you know, that was like the movie, or you guys need to go to that restaurant, they do a really good steak or whatever, you don't get paid for that kind of advertising, but you get paid for this. And it's way better than a piece of steak. So A+ for me. So the next thing is your residual income. So your residual income is like the most amazing, and Tanya kind of touched on it a little bit too. That's, you know, those real high figures that you want to be landing in your bank account. And that's when you know, like when you're getting to that point in your business, that's when you know that you helped so many people. You know, those figures that land in your bank account are not just figures on a piece of paper. That just shows how many people that you've impacted, which is, I don't know, that just fills me up completely. And what I want to break down for you guys is the fun money, and that's the bonuses, which, God, you gotta love a bonus. Everyone loves a bonus. And so I'm going to break this down just so you can kind of get a snippet of some of the cash that could be landing in your bank account. So first off, your first bonus is DVS bonus. That's your first promotion, which is pretty easy. Generally get it in your first 10 days, which is wicked. And that's $100. That's 100 smackers landing in your bank account. That's really cool. All right. Your next one is SCVS. And that's a $400 bonus. And what's also awesome about this business is that because you've got, say, someone that's brought you onto the business, they're helping you, they're teaching you along the way, that also means that when you get to these positions, they also receive $400 in their bank account. That's the company saying, "Thank you so much, you're doing an awesome job. Here's $400 for you too." How cool is that? I don't know any other business that does that. Your next one is SC, and that's a $600 bonus. Same deal, teacher gets it too. What? Next one, SSC. And that's a $1,200 bonus. Yes, please. $1,200 bonus for your teacher. And then you've got QNMD. $1,500 bonus. And then you get to your pinnacle position, which is NMD, what Tanya was talking about. And that is a $3,000 bonus. That's pretty epic. Now, when you get to the $3,000 bonus NMD, your teacher's earning that awesome residual income by then. They're on pretty good butts a month, so as will you be, but just means that they don't need that $3,000 bonus. They've already had it probably. So yeah, that's just for you. But how cool is that? You know, and a lot of us say that when you get these bonuses, it's your treat money. That's you've done so bloody well. Go buy yourself a massage or whatever, which is all cool. And what I guess I really love about how we get paid is that it's, you know, you're choosing your own work. You're choosing how much you want to get paid. So the amount of work that you put in is the amount of work that you get paid for. You know, like there's no overtime that you're not being paid for. If you're putting in the effort and the love and you're helping as many people as you can, it's going to show in your bank account. So yeah, I'm going to pass you back over to Tanya. That's how we get paid.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yep.
So that just about wraps it up for tonight. You've had some really good insight into how our business works and about our fantastic product and program. But I'm just going to pass you on over and on to Ashley, and Ash is going to talk about her business story. So she's our little gypsy traveller, travelling around the country. Go for it, Shannon. Sorry, Ash.
Can you guys hear me all good? So I've been in this about a year now, and as you can see, I am travelling in a little camper van around New Zealand. And it did start because my partner and I really love travelling, but we had no idea really how we could travel without having to stop and find work all the time. So we're originally from Australia. We packed up everything we owned we got rid of everything we owned, packed everything up into bags, and off we came to New Zealand on a one-way ticket. We had no idea where we were going and where it was going to end up. But we've been here for almost 2 years now, and we ran out of money very quickly when we came here. As you guys know, New Zealand isn't cheap, and traveling around New Zealand isn't cheap. So we ran out of money pretty quickly. We got enough to buy our little camper, and that was it. So we had to find seasonal work very quickly, and that just ran me to the ground. I know that working so many hours just doesn't fuel our soul, and that's the exact reason why I chose to leave Australia, was because I was over that mundane cycle of Monday to Friday life, and we came here to get out of that, and we got stuck back in that little trap of working so many hours. I was working 50 to 60 hours in weeks, and I wasn't nourishing myself. My body was really depleted, my energy, so many areas of my mental, physical and spiritual health was all depleted. And I'm a bit of a hippie at heart, and I do love to travel, and I do love everything that we fuel our minds, and I love that getting in touch with nature and meditation and yoga and all of that fun stuff. And I wasn't able to do any of that because I was so busy working. So unfortunately, we all do miss out on that beautiful, precious time that we have, and time is something that we just don't get back. So that was something that for me that was massive alarm bells, that I wasn't going to be able to travel and spend time with the people that I loved. And more people around me were getting sick, and more people around me were still unhappy with their jobs and their lives. So I found this as a beautiful opportunity to help inspire others to also live and dream again. So as skeptical as I was, I sat on the fence for a very long time, almost a year. And I'd watched my friend get healthy and happy and travel and do all of that fun stuff, and I kept saying no. But it came to a point in my life that I had to just man up and say yes. You know, I just can't work this many hours for another 50 years of my life, wondering what could have been, and also wasting all of that time working in a very toxic environment that just wasn't serving myself. So I jumped into this not really expecting much at all. And actually, I thought it was only just going to be a side gig. I thought it was just going to be another, couple of $100 extra. But it ended up replacing my full-time income within about 6 months of being there, of just doing this about 30 minutes to an hour a day, instead of scrolling in the morning, instead of, just checking my phone. I was actually able to do this work and fit it into my little toilet breaks. I'd run off in my little toilet breaks. I'd run off in my lunch breaks. In stolen moments, I was able to do this on the side. So it really didn't have to take up a lot of time, but I chose when I work, I chose the hours that I wanted to spend on it, and it did pay off because I had a massive heart to try and help as many people live their dreams and live their life as much as I wanted to do the same, because I wanted to leave that job and say bye to that shitty boss, and I was able to. So we have been able to, and it's been about a year now, and we've got plans to travel so many places, and I'm so excited that that we can do that and do this around our lives. And my massive plan is to be able to retire my partner so that he doesn't have to go back to work again, so that we can just travel together and spend the next couple of years just wandering. And so I think that if so many of you guys are skeptical, if you're wondering what could have been, if there's a possibility that this may work for you. If you were scared too, don't worry, I was scared, we all were. I didn't realize that I could do something like this, and I know so many people on here that really don't know your limits, but with the right people behind you, with the inspiration behind you, there's so much support in here. And traveling alone was like, for me, I didn't have many family and friends around me. So this gave me a community of family, inspiration, positivity. There's so much self-development tools in there to really grow yourself so that you're coming out of this a better person. And I really am not the same person that I was a year ago. So even if this wasn't just money for me, it really was the support, the community, the love, the help. So many areas of this that has improved my life. So if you're asking questions, if you're wondering, just get them answered, because there's nothing worse than sitting on the fence like I did. And yeah, live a little, dream, take risks, because yeah, there's nothing worse than, you know, just wondering what could have been and just going back to that job and going back to the things that you know, because comfort zones just don't serve us. You know, we don't learn, we don't grow. So keep growing, keep learning, keep thriving, and yeah, don't just survive. Let's thrive. I'll pass you back to Tams.
I love that. It's so true. Let's get thriving. So thanks, Ash, for sharing your story. I always love your story. Get a little bit, the jelly monster comes in there a little bit for me. I'd love to be doing that too. But that's happening. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight, for supporting Anne and Michelle. It's been really great to have you on here. And like Ash says, if you've got any questions, speak to Michelle and Anne, or anyone else who has invited you along tonight, or has been sent this recording. Speak to that person and get your questions answered, because there's nothing worse than actually missing out on an opportunity and then regretting it later. So take the ball by the hands and just make it happen. So once again, thanks for coming tonight, and we'll love you and leave you.